Welcome back to Alpha Centauri. Here we are, time for episode 2. We come back to our loading save, and we'll notice that even though we left off in year 2104, it's still titled 2101. I'll talk about that in a little bit. You'll see there. We click on it though, 2104. We've also got those autosaves if we want, but let's jump right in. Sorry about that. The turn's complete, in case you forgot. So, let's see. When we last left off, here we were. We had this area explored. We were just about to find out what was inside some of these pods. And this colony pod right here is probably going to explore the coast a little bit. I think he was going to go this way. So let's find out what's along here. Let's see if we can get a good match anywhere. We'll click the turn complete, but again, you could push enter if you just wanted to.
Production complete.
So, one thing to note is that as soon as you build your base, you want to start the research. Now, I didn't do that right away, but you can see here, the research scene has come up on its own. But now that we have a base, we're producing energy. And when we produce energy, we can do research. Makes sense, really, because energy is how you do things, and money is just an expression of energy, and money is what you use to pay for research, which is more energy. Anyways, philosophy later. We have a lot of options here. And this is the nice thing about having specific research instead of blind research. So things we can do here, we can get some terraformers going by learning about the Centauri ecology. We can learn about flexibility. You can see it's got a nice little blurb here. Each of these has like a color to it, a name, a level, a group. In fact, there's so much information here. Let's start at the very beginning with this name. This name is just the name of the technology. Below it, we've got a little bit of a level 1, 2, etc. Most of these are level 1 except for this guy. This guy's level 2. So if we'd started this one, we'd have a significant advantage over other people who didn't have this yet. But then again, theoretically, if we pick any of these, we'll pick an advantage over something nobody else has. So, yeah. Now, the Explore, Discover, Build, and Conquer are the 4 main areas. So it tells you what main area it is, and each area has a color to it. So exploring is green, discovering is this whitish blue, and so on. Conquer and build. A little blurb, and this is the stuff it gives you. So doctrine flexibility gives us a transport foil, a troop transport, which is apparently E4, foil, troop transport foil, C4. Oh, foil, sorry. My bad, yeah. The foil is C4. Troop transport is E4. It's a type of unit thing. Foil is C4. You can get the pressure dome, which we can assume is for base facilities since it doesn't have a unit prefix. And it says that the pressure dome is for submersion and resources, which is very interesting. And down here, this tells you what we can get from this tech. So this tech leads to air power, initiative, and advanced military algorithms. We're not sure exactly what those are, but you can guess that air power is airplanes. Imagine that. Some other ones you'll see here are biogenetics and Centauri ecology, and you'll notice that these have another thing here. This one is not in italics, and it's not bold yellow. These are secret projects that you can build. 1, 2, and another one down here, the Merchant Exchange. You also notice that this guy, Industrial Base, Bootstrap or Industrial Infrastructure, gives us synth metal armor, which has a 2 there, represents the level. And applied physics gives us some lasers, which gives us a 2. I always thought this was like, I don't know, a metal or something, but maybe it's a laser? Who knows? Important things to know about the game. The first person to discover one of the secrets gets a free bonus technology, because if you discover secrets, that means you are awesome and stuff. There are very few people who can do this. Miriam is one of them, because Miriam starts with social psychology. And Zakharov, the university, is the other one, because they start with this. No, never mind, they start with this one. But they have a bonus tech at the beginning, so you can use that to get this guy. I believe this guy is actually the Hive. That's it, Yang. Yang starts with this. Yeah, my apologies. The university starts with information network, but the university also starts with a bonus technology. So the university often gets secrets just because they can use the bonus tech to get this or this right away. And if you are a very aggressive player, you might think that you might want to try and get the secrets, but like, I don't start with secrets, for example, so trying to go for this is going to be very hard. Secrets requires both of these. So I'm not really going to waste any time on that. I'll let the computers get it. That's fine. They can have an advantage. I'll just, be waiting patiently. That's all. That's all. Just patient. So what am I going to do? Well, this is important, but not that important right now since this is a huge world. I'm not going to be in conflict with anyone for a little while. This would give me a great advantage and it would let me explore, but again, I don't need it right away. Besides, I'm not big enough to really expand. This is not necessary at the moment. I love science and everything, but it's just not necessary. What we need is survival. This, again, it's just defense versus that. This is useful, but fewer drones. We're not big enough to even worry about drones. Who cares, right? Who cares, man? What we're looking at is Centauri ecology and biogenetics. That gives us the recycling tanks, which gives us bonus resources, or terraformers and the weather paradigm. Now, both of these give us something that's vital for survival. It's very important to start with. And they both give us a very useful, whatchamacallit, right there. However, this has a slight advantage, and that's the Centauri, and when you have more Centauri things, you can start using fungus. So we'll go ahead and pick the formers, even though the recycling tanks are really useful. Let's take formers. So I've clicked that. I'll now start using that. Also, you heard production complete. Sparta Command has built a scout patrol. As such, I do not want them to build too many of these. So if I let it go, I'll just keep building scout patrols. So instead, I'm going to say, you know what? I want to change this to a scout rover. So I'm going to click change. And as long as it's on the first turn, you can change without any problems. Now notice, to enter the base screen, all I did is left click, and there you are. But we'll come back to that guy at the end. He's going to build some rovers for now. This thing, where's he going to go? Let's go this way. Turn numlock off. And now I've got this guy. What am I going to do with this guy? He could do several things, but I want him to stay here and be this place's defensive unit, because in case mine worms attack or, something happens, I want this guy to be defensive. Now, that's just a personal playstyle thing. You might want him to go exploring, which is great. You have some options. If you want him to hold for a turn, you can tell him to hold with a spacebar. Well, wait, really. If you want him to wait till the end, you use W. If you want him to stay there for a while, but not for forever, you can use the shift hold command, which is right there, and that holds 10 turns. Or I could say hold this position, and that will have him stay there permanently. Now, the benefits to this are that I never have to worry about him again. The drawbacks are, if I ever get an upgrade, I'm probably going to forget this guy. So that would be kind of silly of me. There's some other actions I can do. I can designate defender, which means that if the square is attacked, this guy defends first. I could have him blow up the base, but that'd be dumb. I mean, silly. I could have him explore automatically, and he'll just go wander. I could have him patrol. Maybe I want to set up a thing where he just walks around. Of course, it's pretty big, so patrol may or may not be the best idea. For now, I'm going to let him do the hold 10 turns. So Shift H, he'll stay there. 10 turns later, he'll come back. Rover, what are we doing with him?
Mineral resources.
Well, that was unfortunate. It was mineral resources and turn complete at the same time. I love mineral resources, but I don't like voices overlapping. So, what do these resource things do anyways? Let's go to the base screen here. We've got this resource map, and by clicking on the little map there, we can move where our citizens are going out and harvesting. They could go out and work the land right here, in which case they'll automatically be producing about 2 nutrients and 1 minerals. That's because these are rainy squares, and rainy squares produce 2 nutrients. Moist only produce 1, and arid don't produce any. But you'll notice this arid square is producing minerals because it's rolling. Flat doesn't produce any minerals. Rolling, they have some rocks there. And rocky has more rocks. But wait a moment. Why isn't that different? It's because we don't really have the technology right now to actually increase this guy's minerals production. And really, you need a mine to increase minerals production. These things, though, they provide bonus resources, as you might expect. So right now, this thing it's flat, so no minerals. It's moist, so only 1 of those. But it has the energy ball, so we get extra energy from it. This thing gives us 2 extra minerals. So we get all of 3 here. And you'll notice it's right on a rocky square. So when we put a mine there, we could get 4 or even 5, depending on all the enhancements we add to it. So you notice this thing gives us a lot more minerals. Of course, there we only get 1. Now your base will automatically produce some things, and you can increase this number with recycling tanks, which we didn't do. If you don't want your people to go out and gather stuff, you can always click on them, and you see every time I click there, like there, it does something funky. Or I can like click on hold and I get a shape there. Well, this is a citizen. So I can click there, or I can click, if I click that one, if I click on this place it automatically goes to being a citizen. If I click on the citizen, I can tell it what it needs to be. And you'll see that it actually gives me bonuses. So here, as a doctor, I get a +2 bonus to psychology, which is useful when we start getting bigger bases. But right now is unimportant. And in fact, right now it's really bad because it's going to take 21 turns to build a single rover, and we're never going to grow. So that's a problem. In general, your bases take 2 nutrients per population point. So right now I have 2 there for every 1 there. If I had only 1, I would be starving. That would be very bad. If we put a guy there, we get 1, so we grow. When this is filled up, there's 2. This is a pretty good place to start. Not the best. One other thing I want to point out about rocky spots is that rocky spots are too rocky to have farms in. You can't really get nutrients out of them. So this rocky is kind of these are kind of annoying because they could also be minerals, or sorry, nutrients. But we'll talk more about rocks later. For now, we'll leave it there. I don't need it to be here or here just yet. We'll just leave it there. We need to grow a bit. Turn complete. Let's have this guy go explore this other thing close to base. He can move too, so that's useful. And this guy, well, will be risky.
Nutrient resources.
Ah, so there's some nutrient resources here. That's nice. That is very nice. Very cool. Okay. Well then, since we're being risky, let's hit that one.
Nutrient resources.
Oh, hey! 2 things. We got more nutrient resources and a materials pod from the Unity. It has provided sufficient minerals for us to finish building the Scout Rover at Sparta Command next turn. The nice thing about these is that they'll just pick something and complete it automatically, no matter what it is. Of course, if you have lots of bases, it kind of randomly picks. So it's not so much that it only had enough for 1 rover, but it's still really nice because now we have an extra rover next turn. That is awesome. And let's move the cursor back over here. You can see that there's more nutrient resources here. So this is going to be a pretty good spot for a base if we can find just the right spot for it, which is tricky. Depends on what you believe in when it comes to base building. But we'll talk about that in a bit.
Pod recovered.
Oh, wow, all sorts of things. An alien artifact. We should take it to a base containing a network node for further study. An alien artifact are things left behind by ancient civilizations. They're explained a lot more in the expansion pack, Alien Crossfire, because the aliens that built Planet, left some of these there, and in the Alien expansion, or in the Alien Crossfire expansion pack, you can play as those alien races. They come back, and instead of calling these alien artifacts, they say one of our ancient, like, library nodes or something. Alien artifacts, there you go, they have a funky look to them. They always are independent, they don't require support, they have 0, 1, 1. Basically, you take them back to a base, and they sit there going, "Durr," and give you extra research production, which is always excellent. So let's move this guy.
Turn complete.
We've got a coast nearby. Oh.
Production complete.
Yay! I'm going to move that guy back to base. And I really need to help this guy out down here, so he's going to come down. This Scout Rover, though, listen to that. Pretty nifty sound. Every time you produce somebody, you get some sort of sound there. We'll go explore up there. And what about this guy? We need to start thinking about where to put him. Now, one option to base building is that bases should be contiguous so that you get no wasted space. Even this land, which doesn't look like anything, could be useful. I might be able to put a solar collector on it and get some energy out of it, if nothing else. Or I could put a condenser over here later in the game. I could drill to an aquifer. I could make this square useful, in other words. But some people would say, no, no, you want your bases to be built in very useful locations. Like right here is a very nice location. Right here is very nice because I've got both of these. And if I put it right here, I get, some of the river. This is a little better because I get a little more river from it. Or maybe even putting it on the river, I would still get this shape right here. Bases cannot be built on any sort of rocky terrain, though. So that's a problem. But if you are a fan of the contiguous base building, an excellent spot is always to put the base one square away from this point. So right here or right here. Obviously, we can't put it right there, but... and it's also a good idea to plan out your bases in advance. My dad, actually, when he plays this, he'll mark out using the landmark feature. So he'll come here, move cursor to here, and you notice there isn't anything to do here, but you can come to the map, Shift-N names a landmark, and you can call this, whatever you want to. You can call it like, I don't know, Canterlot or Ponyville, and then there'll be a little landmark right there. So we can name that. You could call it Watermelon Beach. I don't know why. Just seemed like a good name. But if we don't like it, I can come back and erase the landmark. And it goes, oh no, are you sure? Yes, I'm sure. Farewell, Watermelon Beach. I don't really miss you. Let's take a little bit, let's go back this way.
Complete.
Up this way. I'm just flying.
Turn complete.
Lots of exploration very quickly. We found our borders. This guy is going to stay here. Shift H. Notice on no menus. Okay, so now this tells us some more about the land we're on. And now we can think about the bases. This guy, in the meantime, I will have him move into the fungus. Nothing bad happened. That's good. Very good. This looks like fungus, and I probably don't want my colony pod to move into it. There might be bad things in there. So let's keep him away. Looks like there's a tiny lake thing right there. A good place to build a base might be right over there, because I am a fan of the contiguous base building idea. So this is a good spot right here. There's a good spot here, and a good spot here. This is a nice one because it's on the port, but I don't know if this actually goes anywhere. I kind of want to build something on this coast, but we didn't put this guy in the best of spots, it turns out. I mean, he's got that and that, but it would have been better to put him here where he would have had another one, right? Oh well. We can still get this with a base over here. So let's say we put a base over here. Probably right about there. Which means that a base right here is not a bad idea, but rocks. Rocks, rocks. Can't put a base there. So along here is a good spot. I don't like this. I'm a fan of the contiguous base building, but you know what? Maybe we'll just sacrifice this area because it doesn't have a whole lot. And we can always, there are ways to get stuff from it. I'll show you later. Maybe we'll build a thing up here and we'll show you how to get stuff from it later. This guy for now.
Turn complete.
There we go. See, as I predicted, the university discovered the secrets. A burst of university research, essentially telling me that a rival faction just got extra technology, which is unfortunate for me. They also get a special thing on their monument, which is a little annoying. Now, you might be going, whoa, 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 what about our research? When are we going to do that? Hit F2 for a moment. Look at this. Oh my god, more screens. I know, so many screens, right? Well, researching Centauri ecology, explore 1, breakthroughs every 19 years. That's how long it's going to take us to get this. Next breakthrough in 7 years. Oh, okay, that's not too bad. 2118. And you can see there's a progress bar. Yay, progress bars. This has so much. This is your general help screen, and there's like all of these correspond to different function keys. So energy allocation, you've got your base operations, secret projects, satellites. This is defense and security, and then this is your final score. And notice our score is 2! Yay. Anyways, hitting F2 brings you to this screen, and this is the, I don't know, this is my most important screen. Out of all the text in the game, this is what you've got so far. Long way to go. This is technology, bases. This is the amount that your base is providing to research, not a lot. You can hit this button for more information about Centauri ecology, but you can see here's what it gives you. And there's this like nifty little thing where you can go and, oh, that's what it goes to. And you can go up here. Okay, so it's got stuff. Oh, but it requires secrets. Oh, darn. Well, what's this other one? Ecological. Oh, well, we're genes. Why is it? What is all that? Oh, hey, look at. So yeah, you can go. You can keep going up all the way until you get to, you know, the final things, and then you can go back down and see where you end up. It's pretty nifty. Anyways, 7 years, and then we can do some more research. Really, we've got to start getting this guy. We've got to build him. So where are we going to put him? Here's a good spot, and down here's a good spot. But if we put him over here, then we have a second base over in this area. So, let's say I put him here. That's not the best because he's got some wasted room, but putting him right here is a good idea. I think I'll put him right there. This guy. Now we have the mouse movement because I don't really want to mess with anything else. We'll have him go over, oh goodness, 7. We'll have him go over there. And this guy will control manually because, you know, that's fun. Let's go down. And yay, we're on rivers, so now we can move 3 times as far.
Nutrient resources. Turn complete.
Rivers are awesome. So how many turns are we going to go today, Litmus? Probably until we get to our next research, and that'll be a good video. So you noticed we're now at 2/3 moves. We cannot move into this square or this square, but we could move over here.
Turn complete.
And notice we moved successfully, and then it very quickly relocated down here to where these guys were automatically. Aha! This is why this was so expensive to move into. Fungus. Fungus is very hard to move into. We still need to send somebody over here. And we still need to work our way around, but we're getting there. So now that he's arrived, first of all, you notice that this is a very hard square to move into. In fact, we didn't even make it this turn. If we try again next turn, we'll make it, but you know we already explored stuff. So fungus and rocks, watch out for that. Right here, we've got this colony pod. He's just going to sit here, and I think I kind of want to build the base right here. It might not be the best spot, but at least we can see what we're getting. And I really need to build another base. So we'll hit B. Wasted squares. Oh, so annoying, but oh well. Hummel Citadel. Sure, why not? Tells us about it, when it was founded. Oh, wow, look at that. See, we started on nutrient resources. We got a huge boost. This guy's going to grow very quickly. He's starting off with lots of materials. And he has this river nearby. And you notice the river gives lots and lots of stuff. I'm getting 211 out of each one of these. Now, it helps that they're rolling. But the river also provides energy and an extra nutrient. So that is really cool. Right over here, we get 3 nutrients from this guy, which actually reduces the turns, but it also reduces these other things. So let's put right here. We get a little bit more money that way. So we'll go ahead and leave it on one of these. Doesn't really matter. He'll make a scout patrol, and then after that, I want him to make scout rovers. Oh, one other thing. In Civilization, you had the palace command. Here you have relocate headquarters. If I want to change where my headquarters are, and headquarters have special features when it comes to efficiencies and bureaucracies and how much energy a base is using, I could relocate my headquarters with this button. You'll see there, that's what it gives you, is efficiency. Right now it's unimportant, and I like Sparta Command. This guy is really useful. I could give him a command center, +2 morale, land, meaning that these guys would come out a little bit ahead, but that's fine. We'll just hit OK. Notice I was selected the colony pod, but hitting OK does not actually insert it here. So, it's a pretty nifty place. Let's take a little moment to look at this in a little bit more detail. We have nutrients, minerals, and resources, and this is our resource consumption. So here's a visual. There's a graph. This is how much we are spending to feed people, and here's the excess. So intake, right here, minus consumption equals surplus. Of course, you could also have a deficit, in which case you'll be starving or you won't be able to build things. An energy deficit generally means that the base costs money and does not make any money and does not provide any energy to research. So each of these ticks represents 1 bit of energy, and when you get massive amounts of ticks, as you might in the end game, it just fills up into a solid bar, and the numbers are what become important. You'll notice these are 3-digit numbers after all. We have no base facilities, so we're not going to worry about that. Energy allocation. Now, energy is really important. So minerals all go here. Minerals help you build things. Nutrients help you grow and live. Energy, though, gets split up very different ways. Right now, it's being split up 50% economy, 50% labs, and 0% to keeping people happy, psychology. And here it tells you that we're making 2 energy, so it's being split evenly like that. We're not getting any bonuses. So that's our final cost that this base is producing. It gives us 1 money each turn, and it gives us 1 extra point of research each turn, and no commerce at all because we haven't discovered any other factions. So I'll leave that. He comes over here. And now watch the energy this time. We're at 19 energy. Watch what happens. We've got +2 per turn. And our labs now, since we doubled what we've got, we're now up to 10 turns in labs. Now this guy's kind of going far away. Let's try to bring him back a little bit. It's going to be hard, but...
Turn complete.
Watch what happens to our energy. 19 there.
Action eradicated.
Holy crap! What the... Whoa! Whoa, 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 whoa! Not cool. Well, actually, that is kind of cool. Okay, so apparently some of the computers started really close together, and someone was really aggressive, and they hated the Gaians. Either that, or the Gaians pissed off a bunch of mindworms and got themselves blown up. I'm not sure, but the Gaians, Deirdre, no longer here. Wow, that is so weird. We're supposed to be on a huge world. I haven't seen anyone else, and somebody's for 14 turns in. What? This is crazy. I've never seen this happen this early, except on like a tiny aggressive world. This is, wow. Well, I guess you're not going to see much of her personality this playthrough. It wasn't too much impressive anyway. She was very peaceful and neutral and very, oh, planet and environment. And so, well then. That's so weird. If you do eradicate someone, they show up on your monument.
Production complete.
Oh, and we have a scout patrol. And tells us we have 1 item left in the production queue, which is good to know, because that's true. Hey. Noises. Noises. Again, I'm going to let this guy hold. Notice our energy, by the way. 1 up to 21. We're getting 2 per turn. That's pretty nifty. Right? Right? Okay, well, maybe not. So we'll move this guy back into the square. He still can't even move in there. It's so expensive to move in there. It's taking him like 2 years just to get in there.
Planet's atmosphere, though a gasping death to humans and most animals, is paradise for earth plants. The high nitrate content of the soil and the rich yellow sunlight bring an abundant harvest wherever adjustments can be made for the unusual soil conditions. Lady Deirdre Sky, the comparative biology of planet.
So, I shut up there so you could hear this. Every time you get a technology, the voice actor or actress will read off this text. You can scroll through it if you want to, but beware, sometimes it does weird things to the word wraps. This is a fictional work of literature that she's written, or scientific journal, in this case. And it usually tells us a little bit about the technology, the philosophy that they're going for, or in this case, about planet itself. Apparently, planet's atmosphere, the place that we're living on, is a gasping death to humans and most animals, and a paradise for earth plants. We can estimate that it's probably rich in carbon dioxide. And, I mean, it's got plants and fungus, so obviously it's going all right. A paradise for earth plants, though, means that it's exceptionally good for earth plants. Also, apparently, there's high nitrate contents of the soil. So I imagine there's a lot of nitrogen and a lot of carbon dioxide and very little oxygen, which is interesting because, you know, if this place really is this green, there should be more oxygen. But perhaps the fungus eats it up somehow, or perhaps there isn't really that many plants here. Or maybe the plants don't give off oxygen. Maybe they give off something else. It's possible, maybe? Don't know. You can take a look at this button right over here, which gives a little bit more description stuff. Again, there sometimes will be a bar, and it says, finding adequate sources of nutrients, energy, and minerals is the most immediate problem facing the colonists after planetfall. An understanding of the basics of Centauri ecology provides humans with the tools they need to begin shaping the world around them, how plants grow, what geological structures exist, and how natural energy sources may be explored on planet. Pretty nice. I'm sorry I'm not as good as Lady Deirdre Sky is, but a shame we'll never hear from her. We get the base facilities, weather paradigm. It's a secret project. We'll want to start on that soon. Technology is Centauri empathy and ecological engineering, but as we saw from last time, it could take a while to get those. Unit advances. This is the most important thing that this gives us. Terraforming equipment, formers, which allow us to build farms for the plants that work so well. They allow us to get mines going. They allow us to build solar collectors. And every time you get something that has a Centauri here, you're learning more about planet itself, which means you're learning how to use the native stuff. In this case, fungus. So every time you get a Centauri something, you increase production in fungus squares. In this case, nutrient production. Now, fungus is no longer going to be like, nope, can't use me. Now we can actually eat it, although it probably tastes nasty. You can click on these to learn more about them in the data links. Here, this is the help menu, accessible from F1, or the help key. And this has so many things. Like, my dad and I spent so much time in here just learning about it. There's all sorts of stuff, from everything from your secret projects to society effects and society models. These are different things. There's so many crazy things here. This is, here we go. We can learn more about the factions. This is what she used to be. She starts with some technology. This is what her bonuses are. Lots of interesting things. So her agenda is green, and she may not use free market. Interesting. So we can look at all sorts of things, from terraform commands to different types of armor and weapons and reactors, all for units. We have concepts of the game, including stuff like, here's the fungus. Drones. We have too many of these drones in America, I think. That's just me. You can learn about psi combat with mindworms. I'm going to move on, but if you want to read more, you can pause the game right here. There's, of course, advanced things where you learn about how to win and other things as well. There we go. This is where the headquarters comes from. So a lot of things here. You can hit back to go backwards or exit. Takes you back here. So let's say OK. Every time you get something that allows you to make better units, this thing comes up. It's always a good idea to say yes, because otherwise the game designs some silly things. In this case, though, there is very little to work with. So here's the unit design screen. You've got presets that I never use, but I'll probably show them off at some point. Most of these are unavailable, so they don't matter. Here, you can apply changes to a unit. Say done exits the screen, accepting the unit design. Renaming will allow you to rename it from formers to something else. Obsolete marks it obsolete, and it won't show up on lists in the base anymore. It's a good way for pruning menus while still retaining a design, and it's different from retire, which gets rid of the design altogether here, and also will destroy any units of that type that are in the map. Upgrade will cause this thing right here to upgrade, and every unit of that type, and canceling just exits the screen without changing. Now you only have 64 slots. Sorry, you've got some basic slots here. You get like these free slots, and then you've got a bunch, and they wrap around here. So I can only have so many units, and you'll see the numbers climbing until I hit here again. And this doesn't just represent the units that I can design, but it also represents the units I have in existence. So if I ever, like, say, I'll just retire the Scout Patrol or upgrade Scout Patrol to something else, not that there is anything at the moment, then it will upgrade or retire, destroying everything here. If I just want to say, I don't want to use that anymore, but I don't want to change the people that exist, that's what obsolete's for, or apply. So in the screen, we've got lots of information here about, again, attack, defense, and movement way back here. Some more data over there, same sort of thing. Weapons, armor, chassis, reactor, levels. Those are the levels of things. Here's the cost, how many minerals it takes to produce. Special abilities 1 and 2, not that we have any. Chassis, preview of things to come. Weapon. Weapons include other things, so including colony pods, terraformers, and so on. Shielding, we have no armor. Reactors, apparently our infantry requires reactors, as you can see. Special ability, we don't have any. And until we get a technology, we can't give them 2. The only thing we can design that's nifty right now would be a rover former or a rover colony pod. But you'll notice the rover colony pod costs like 8. and the colony pod cost 88. Sorry, and the colony pod costs 33. So not something useful. Select research goal. What do we want to learn next? Well, I know what I want to learn next. It's not any one of these. Sometimes the game doesn't give you all the best options, or even all the options at all. So that's really annoying. What might we want? We might want armor, especially if someone got eliminated. We might just want this so that we can explore the sea. We might want this so that we can hook up our alien artifact. In fact, that's a tough one. I'm going to go with this one. Sea power is good. Huzzah! There's our first research breakthrough. Obviously, we weren't the first because the university got that since they're like, oh yeah, we're the university. But, monument time. Now I have 2 themes. Whee! Alright. So, this will be our last turn for the video since it's already pretty long. This guy's going to move in there successfully this time. He gained an extra square of knowledge. Yay. This guy is back from being on hold. I still don't have anything for him to do, so we're just going to shift to hold him again. And this guy can move around a little bit. Not much, though. This is a very rocky. You see what I said when I can see what I'm talking about when I said I sacrificed mobility in the first episode.
Turn complete.
So there we have it. Yeah, a lot of stuff here. A lot of stuff going on. We got a second base. We got some exploration. We got some research. Our labs are at 10 turns. And cool stuff. So, about saving. If you come into the game, you see save game, Control S, as you would expect. Now, what happens is the game will automatically give you a systematic save file, which is your faction and the year. So, if I select, my faction and year here, then I'll save at 2115 on the 15th turn and otherwise. In other words, if I want, I could keep doing that, and I'll build up a separate save file every time I hit save. Some people would probably like that, because it means you could go back in time and try the game again, the same map, but, from a different time. See if you could do something differently. See if Deirdre still dies. Who knows? Who knows? Or some people just like to be like, I don't need to do that. I'll just, make one save file, and then you don't get to go back, except for the autosave, which is probably what we will do. So, I'll title this Badly. Dricktarth. I will hit save, and then we'll quit for today. Whenever you click on quit, you gotta listen to this. What? It doesn't say anything. It comes up with a little thing here, and sometimes it says, please don't go. The drones need you. They look up to you. As if somehow you were quitting Planet forever. Anyways, that's all for today. I will see you guys next time on Alpha Centauri.